Welcome back to another episode of Beauty, Business, and Mind podcast. Today it is January 2024. We are so excited, but at the same time, I don't know about you, but my email box has been freaking bombarded with offers and new things and more, do more, new things to do, what's changing. And I wanted to start this 2024 episode with something a little bit different. I think it's so important that we really take the shame out of feeling like we're not doing enough in our business, feeling like we have to do more, feeling that we have to be a fixed problem all the time. As human beings, we are enough with our imperfections. As business owners, what we can do today is enough to help us move forward. So before I begin with the topics that I have in store for this 2024, I'm also changing the format. There's going to be more video this year. So if you want to see me on video, you can go ahead and follow me on YouTube at Celeste Stylist. You can look up Celeste Stylist. I'm right there on YouTube. You can watch me on video, or you can continue either on Spotify videos or just continue to listening via audio if that's your preferred method. I really wanted to start this 2024 with the importance of being intentional, having the intention being, if in 2024 it's going to be less about like how many reels we post or how many TikToks we put up or how many videos we share or how much content we're sharing all the time. This year, more than ever, I feel a huge shift coming. I will be sharing stuff that the CEO of Instagram has been sharing. In regards to the changes to Instagram, I will be sharing some stuff that's been, happening just overall, like just from different sources that I have in regards to business and social media. But most importantly, I want to share the real tangible results from a beauty professional. I have a business. I work behind the chair. I am not making this stuff up. I didn't work behind the chair 10 years ago. I'm literally still behind the chair. And I have two businesses. And I wanted to give you what happened when I was more intentional in 2023. What happens if you actually took this year to focus more on living a lifestyle and living a business that really fits your needs and wants as a business owner. How I grew my business without having to be all the time on social media, just a little glimpse of that, and the importance of really being intentional in 2024. So first, let's start with Instagram. So there's lots of posts going on right now. Everybody will be losing followers this year. Like, that's just a given. The reason for that is Instagram is installing in their, algorithm and their AI a new resource where they will be able to remove bots. Okay, so as we know, there's fake accounts and bots on Instagram, and some of them may be following you. So what Instagram's going to do is going to look at everybody's follower count and profiles and scrub through it. So if it's a fake person, they're going to be removed. That will be happening. And I just wanted to say, this is what I've been saying since 2018. So I sound sometimes like a broken record, I feel like. My podcast has started in 2018, that in the past 6 years, I've been saying followers count does not matter. And nobody seems to really listen. But I feel like this year more than ever, people are really going to start shifting that sense of like likes and follower counts mean something. That's really starting to lose its power. I know it's very important, like for brands, when you work with a brand, they pay you more if you have more followers, but that's starting to shift as well. Now it's more about engagement, right? Like how many people engage actually in your account. So don't be scared for Instagram 2024. If you lose followers, it's Instagram scrubbing everybody. It's not just you. It's going to be for everybody's account. I feel we're going to be able to see also like who really has true followers and who has been buying followers. I think like this is the year of like really unmasking. And with that, I really want to say like don't be ashamed of that, okay? So I've been reading The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown. It's a book. And in there it talks about, I really love what shame versus guilt is. Guilt is when you actually did something wrong, like you did a wrong action, right? So for example, like if you had bot followers and you were giving tips on how to grow your following, but that was inauthentic, right? You really bought them. That's something you would feel guilty about. Versus you've been working your butt off super hard on your Instagram organically and, or running ads, which, you're paying for, but in a different sense. Like, you've been really working hard on your Instagram, you've been growing your following, and you lose a few followers. There's no shame in that. You have done nothing wrong. It's just a feeling that you're feeling, but there's no actual wrongdoing. So with guilt versus shame, like this year, I think it's really important that please do not put all your status of your business or your worth as a human or as a business owner based on just your follower count, because everybody's going to feel a hit. That's just like what's going to happen in 2024. Instagram already said it. The other thing is that longer form video content is being pushed out. No longer is it about the reels, which I have never liked anyway. It's like 7 seconds to try to get a view. It's really about like what's behind it, like what's the value of it. So be more intentional. That's why I'm sorry, like it's just my own beliefs. I'm just here to share with you. I do not feel like it's very productive. Number one, for the algorithm, for you to post every single day, and then when you get burned out, you're gonna go on a big hiatus of missing. Versus being intentional with your posts. Do a study, like do your own research. I did a research last year in 2023, and I noticed when I posted every single day, it was overwhelming for my followers. I started losing followers. And the beautiful thing is I was able to ask some of them, some of my clients or followers, and they say it's kind of overwhelming when it gets all the time. So that was such a beautiful thing, because even for me, it was overwhelming to create all that content all the time. So that's why I have my own rhythm of how much I post per week on Instagram. The last tip I want to, before we move on forward with other social medias in regards to Instagram and Facebook, is that really look at what's working in your content. This is something super simple, but you have access to your insights. If you have a business account or a creator account, you can see what posts have been doing great in the past 90, 60, 30 days. You can see what your followers are liking, what's doing really well in video, if that's what you care about. But most importantly for me, it's all about your revenue, right? Like what's making you the money. So if there's a certain post that makes you money or that brings clients or brings awareness to your business, like start doing more of that. I was never a popular girl in high school. And I think that really helped me and served me well, that I was always very different. I've always been very different my whole life. I've never really fit into a box. And that's why I really don't care about being popular or famous or like sought after or like the one or the it girl. Like it's just not my vibe. I'm really here to really help you business owners out there, because a lot of the resources that I've spent this past years, last year, I really took a step back from education. I really took a step back from learning from others, just because I feel like even the education realm, which now we're moving away from Instagram, just talking about education online as a whole, is really starting to shift. I think a lot of us who have taken online classes, in-person classes, spent thousands of dollars to hundreds of dollars to $20 on education, can really have a sense of who is really teaching us what we need to know and what's really going to make a difference in our business. And so I really feel like this year, in particular in 2024, the education online industry is going to go through a big shift, because there is so much information out there. It's not so much anymore on how to do things. You can literally go to YouTube and learn how to do anything for free. That's just like the truth of it. Like you really can. For me, like I just see a big shift in that, not just in myself, but just talking to other people. And it's just things are really starting to take a shift. So be very mindful of that. If you're going to get into the education realm, online education, it's all shifting. So just be really true and authentic as always to who you are. Now more than ever, like it's so important that we show everything who we truly are, because there's nothing worse than trying to be something that you're not. So I just really see like a huge shift as a collective, and also in our beauty industry, of things starting to shift. Just with like educators and everything, like the mask is being taken off. People are trying to talk more about brands, things that have gone wrong with working with brands, things that have gone wrong with certain educators or certain experiences that they've had, or wrongdoing with other bigger platforms. So that's why I chose a couple years ago to no longer participate in like top 50 or top 30, whatever, of different magazines, you know what I mean, of different big online communities, you know what I mean, that work with brands. I don't want nothing to be affiliated with that. I'm an independent thinker. You're an independent thinker. And I just don't see the accolades are really that big of a deal. There's people, like, I really love this example, and I always love to mention it to you, just with really a perspective and to go into 2024. There is people with 1 million followers, with 500,000 followers. And I remember somebody just had recently, and she wrote about this on TikTok. I think she has like 400,000 followers or something like that. And she did a meetup and nobody showed up to her meetup. And it just shows that just because you have a big following does not mean you really have community to show up for you. Like, I know for me, there's certain things that I have community for, like for my hairstyling, for my services, for anything that has to do with that. I know, like, I can get a lot of support on that, but I know, like, locally, but I know other stuff I still need to work on locally for me. Online, I know where I get my support on, who supports me on there mostly, and also what I need to work on more, right? And I'm just here being transparent with you because in 2024, it's so important that we start thinking that we have to fix things. I know it's because of scarcity tactics, and I'm being here very honest and upfront with you in this episode as I'm chilling on my couch, that I am just, as a human and as an educator, I'm tired of this whole fucking like lies of scarcity, that you have to post all the time, that you have to live on Instagram or, you know, like on TikTok or on social media platform. They are important. It's important to, you know, be able to do things like this, but it's not the be-all of everything. There's so many beautiful things that you can do in your business without having to utilize social media all the time. So now I want to share with you some insights into 2023, what worked for me when I slowed down. So 2023 was a big year. I already did an episode on that. But in the business sense, I want to share with you what happened and what worked. I stopped relying on social. So I have kids. I have and I want to be an example to them that you do not have to be on your phone. And being a person that relies, you know, like on my phone to do lots of things, inquiries for bridals and, you know, booking appointments and all these different things that I do, it all happens on my phone. I wanted to show my kids that as a business owner, and this happened 2 years ago, I could run a business without having to be on the phone all the time. So I got off social. So last year, I really focused a lot on websites and my blogs and things that had to do outside of social media. And I am so proud that I got to do my, you know, analysis for 2023. And the number one spot where people are finding me is online, on websites, you know, like it's online presence. It has nothing to do with social media. And that felt so good. It felt so good that I was able to do this. It has been in the works. So it's been almost 2 years that I've been trying to do this. And I think I finally got it down. And I want to share that with you because although I love using Pinterest, you know, I love Pinterest. You know, our clients go on there. People are always showing us pictures. Pay attention to what your clients are showing you when they come to you to get inspiration pictures. Where is it coming from? Is it from TikTok? Is it mostly from Instagram? Is it mostly from Pinterest, right? And for me, it's like, you know, Pinterest is what happens to be for mine. But it may be different for yours. So that's what I mean. Do your research, right? What works for me may not work for you. So that's why you have to take this information and input it into your business and see where's the inspiration pictures coming from your actual paying clients. I no longer like have a need for social. I love texting my friends. I love using like voice messages. I love meeting up with people. I just feel like after the whole 2020 mess, and especially living in California, I'm one of the worst freaking counties that got hit with that shit. I really am seeking connection, and I am not alone in this. I think all of us are seeking more connection of in person, of one-on-one. And so as I am shifting with my perspective, and as we grow and get older and we start shifting our identity, you're not the same person you were 5-10 years ago. And you probably should be super, super proud of that because nobody wants to stay where they're at, right? We all want to grow. We all evolve. And I think it would be a horrible thing if I love eating my hot Cheetos with limon that I did when I was 14, right now at almost 38 years old, right? It's not as healthy for me, okay? I don't have that same metabolism. So, needless to say, don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to evolve your business. I really feel that your business should evolve as you evolve as a person. If something is no longer in line with you, whether it's aesthetically or in your business or what you're doing, you need to evolve and change that. And it can take a lot of work. For me, I stopped doing highlight services on new clients. Took a lot of work, but now it's super easy because it's the service I no longer do. 2024, I don't have no highlighting clients I can take that are new. I have my existing ones, which are very few and limited. And as soon as they don't want to come back, it's okay. I love them. It'll be done. Like, highlighting is done. It's a thing of the past for me. I will continue to support my friends and help them, being an assistant to them sometimes when they need it, but it's not in my realm anymore. And that took a lot of detachment. So I'm here to tell you that there's no shame in changing. Shame is a natural part of being human. And I think like as a society in the beauty industry, we need to be more forthcoming that we can feel a lot of shame in our industry. And this is like the thing that I think is more important in 2024. Like, it's releasing that shame, right? That shame that, oh, well, if I don't work full time, then am I really considered a hairstylist? I did a post about that last year because I was struggling with that, being a part-time hairstylist. I'm like, am I even considered even a hairstylist for reals? Or that you have to have your own salon to be successful, or that you have to have your own salon suite to be successful, or you can only do commission or only do booth rental to be successful. Like, all this BS of there's only one way. We get sold on this industry that we'll get control of our money, we'll get control of our time, and it ends up being opposite of that. So I just really want you to take away the shame and the guilt that, you're doing nothing wrong in doing things your way. You're doing nothing wrong in putting your health first. You're doing nothing wrong in putting your family first. You're doing nothing wrong in putting your needs first. I put my needs first in my business, but don't get it twisted. When I am with my clients, when I am with a bride, when I am with a hairstyling client, or with my makeup artist, or have my team with me, I am there. When I'm in my business, I'm in my business. When I am in service, I am fully present in that service. But when I have my needs and I need to my family time, I am there too. Being more present is going to bring so much joy in our business and so much joy in our life. So for this 2024, instead of like feeling like, everybody with New Year's resolutions and weight loss, or like grow your business or grow your followers or grow more money and all this stuff, growth is beautiful. We don't need to fix all the things. We're not this like piece of shattered things. We are human. We have goods, we have ups and downs. There's good days, there's bad days. It's an ebb and flow of life, right? It's that gray area of having everything in between that keeps it so interesting and so fun to part of having a business. So I just really want to welcome you to this 2024, to not think of it like, oh my gosh, I need to fix everything that's broken. What would happen if, instead of focusing on everything that you don't have, you focus on what you do have? What would happen if this year you chose to do and focus more on the clients that you already have and servicing them better? What would happen if you chose to give your existing clients a different menu or different type of service to up level? What would happen if you focus more on what is working in your business? You know how right now, what's bringing clients into your chair. What if instead of following everybody's trend, you focus more on what's actually bringing paying clients to your chair? What if you start doing more of what's actually working in your business rather than trying to fix things that people try to sell you on? Having a business is very important to be profitable. We're getting ready for tax season. Fun part of being self-employed, tax season. So tax season is coming up for us, and it's just really an amazing time for me because I love looking at my numbers. I love looking at what worked, what didn't, what I spend most money on, how to be more profitable. And for me, like, hair color is just going up like the wazoo. It's crazy how much hair color has gone up. And so I'm being more strategic with many things in my business. And, I also have a husband who's self-employed, and I happen to manage his business as well. So we're looking at that as well and seeing how we can reduce expenses, right? To have more profit, and looking at different things in our lives, personal lives too, for growth, that we're looking to do, and things that we want to diminish and remove. And I think it's just such a beautiful thing that we started out this year, like myself personally, and I invite you to even just think about this. What can you remove from your life personally? What can you remove from your business that is no longer serving you? Our ego keeps us small. If my ego was, because it kept me small for so long, because I thought only highlighting, I have to do highlighting. I went to school for highlighting. But you know what? Going to school for highlighting and taking so much education and investing so much money and learning so much about hair texture has helped me to this next level of some other things I want to do and some other things that I'm doing. And so don't allow your ego to keep you small. Allow yourself to release. So in 2024, instead of thinking that we're broken and we need to fix things all the time, what if we focus more on what's actually working? What if we focus more on releasing things that are no longer working and having our ego take a step back to really focus on having a more fulfilling life and business? I had a friend recently call me, and they were not able to take a lunch. And they're like, man, I'm making money, but man, I couldn't even take a lunch. And it just made me so sad, because I was like, wow, like I'm so happy you're making money. I'm so happy you're so busy, but I'm kind of worried about your health. Like, what about eating? Like you don't want to have, you get ulcers or stomach issues from not eating, properly at your times. And I just think it's so important that we really take back what success means to you. This 2024, don't allow our industry. I know there are amazing humans in our industry that help us so much. And I'm so grateful for all those educators out there that truly uplift us, that truly have boundaries and teach us to have boundaries, to charge for our services properly. And not just with our clients, but also within each other as peers. Having that level of respect that, I love you, I appreciate you, but I don't expect everything free from you. And that it's okay to have boundaries to say no. Please charge for your knowledge, like even within peers to peers. Give as much as you want to, because you do not want to end up being resentful. That's like the worst thing you can do, because you will be resentful I just want you to always think about that. Like, if you're willing to give it free to one person, are you willing to give it free to everybody? And if the answer is no, you probably should charge for it. Like, that's my little motto. Okay. But most importantly, make this 2024 really a fulfilling year for you. At the end of the day, when the live button is off, when the reel is no longer in the algorithm, which lasts approximately 24 hours, at the end of the day, when you walk in through your door to go to sleep, how are you really truly feeling? Like, how are you really? Are you feeling loved, fulfilled? Are you so tired, but you know that there's no way out, because that's the only way you think you can bring in business is like overworking your body and yourself? How are you really? This 2024, I invite you to really focus more on having a fulfilling life where it fills your needs, it fills your wants, and it makes you a happier version of yourself. Because in 2023, although I took a big step back from promoting and doing a lot of services that I was used to doing, and took a new, fresh approach to doing things new and being more intentional, I was not expecting it. My business grew. I was not expecting it. My podcast grew. My online, I don't mean like social media, I mean like online on the web presence grew. So many beautiful things happened when I was being more intentional about things. And in this 2024, although it's beautiful to get accolades and publishings and everything, please read things with a fine print. nobody, especially in our industry, which I feel really like, how can I use, I'm trying to find a nice word to say this. I feel really like sad about it. Nobody has the right to own your intellectual property, which is you make a video about whatever you want to teach. Nobody should be able to own that forever. Nobody should be able to monetize that forever unless they're going to pay you big money. Even at that point, a lot of creators refuse to do that. I don't do that. So please don't give, or be careful when you're giving out your information for summits or, webinars or whatever. Like, make sure that's for a limited time. Don't just give out your information to other educators or trainees just for free, that where they can perpetually own it, which means for perpetuity, means they can own it forever. They can sell it with money without giving you a single cent. Be very careful. This year is the year to really be mindful of that. Maybe it's my background in insurance that taught me that. You read the fine print. And if something doesn't look good, you ask a question, and the best thing you can do for yourself, because I've had to do it in the past, because I've been reading, I read stuff. I just don't sign up and do things like webinars or summits. I always read like, okay, so what's going to happen with my content or the things I'm giving? If they get to own it forever and monetarily make money without giving you a single cent in the future, are you okay with that? Maybe you are, like you don't care. For me, that's a big no. You have worked hard for your experience. You have worked hard for your knowledge. So please be very mindful. Read them contracts. Live a life truly that makes you happy when the live button is off, when nobody can see you on Instagram or Facebook or your reels or your highlights or your stories. Are you truly living the best life and best business that fulfills your needs? And it's okay to change and evolve. Right now, I'm seeing a big thing on my just personal life with a lot of my hairstylist and beauty industry friends. They're starting to shift away from the beauty industry to different things. And there's no shame in that. We get to evolve. I will be having very special guests here on the podcast this year just to give us a fresh outlook. Being a beauty, a business, and a mind podcast is about evolving the way that we think about what truly beauty is. Being natural, having frizzy curly hair is beautiful. That's me. Being different and thinking that business can be done a different way and having a new approach to business, that's beautiful as well. It doesn't have to be all the same like everybody else does it. And our mind is always evolving and growing. So don't be afraid of changing. It's scary when you want to change. It's scary when you're evolving your business to something different. And so to all my friends that are leaving the industry, I'm just saying, like, I'm so happy for you that you chose your well-being, that you chose what makes you happy. And to all of those that are still here in this industry, but we're making it our own version of what being part of the beauty industry means to us, it's okay. It's beautiful. It takes strength. It takes courage to be different. So please don't dim your light this year. In 2024, more than ever, be who you are. There's no need for apologizing. There's no need to shaming or to like be feeling guilty. Like, oh my gosh, I'm talking too much about myself. Or, oh my gosh, I am, like if I share this article that I came out in this magazine, people are going to think I'm full of myself or I'm so stuck up, whatever. Or people may try to take away my clients. Don't think like that. If we don't clap for ourselves, if you don't clap for yourselves, who's going to do that for you? The most important gift that we have is self-acceptance and self-love. So focus more on that. And that was my coffee on my couch talk for today. I just wanted to do a really podcast to kind of like just introduce what's the shift going on in the podcast this year for 2024, and just a fresh perspective that we're not broken. We don't need to fix things all the freaking time or ourselves all the time. And that in order to have more abundance in our life, let's make room for that. Get rid of what no longer is working. Let's have our ego take a step back and live a more fulfilling life, not just in business, but also in our personal lifestyle. And I cannot wait to see you here next week. As always, you can head over to celestastylist.com. I have lots of freebies on there. I will be shifting things, so you'll be seeing a couple new things on January 11th, 2024. Until then, so much love. I will see you back here then. Bye, love.